Welcome, artists of all ages. It's Miss Fortner from Bimfer Elementary. Hello to all my Bobcats. I miss you all. I hope you're following along. In this video, we are going to make a really cool art piece using something called tessellations. Tessellations is a picture or a repeated pattern that has no gaps in it. An artist that's really famous for tessellations is MC Escher. He makes some beautiful, beautiful black and white penciled tessellations if you want to look him up. Well, today, because you know I teach with color, and I am the teach with color, I created this. So this is one pattern that I created, and I'm going to show you how to do that in this video. We have a visitor. Come on. This is Khaleesi. Come here. Say hi. So in this video, I'm going to show you the do's and don'ts of making tessellations, and you could just go crazy with this. So this is the one that you're going to see in the video. This is the little pattern that I created, so I'm going to show you how to make one of these. You don't have to make this exact one, but you can make one like it, just to kind of get yourself going, because like I always do, I got addicted to this type of art, and so currently I am doing one with this really cool pattern. You can, like, your imagination can just go with these. These are so cool. So I'm really, really excited to see what y'all are going to be able to do with these. Enjoy. To make this really cool monster tessellation, these are the materials that you're going to need. Did you say bye? Okay guys, before we get started, I just want to show you some do's and don'ts to make creating this tessellation a little easier for you. This is the one that I created in the video that you're about to watch. This is the one that I created on my own. So I have a blank one that I just kind of want to show you some things that you can and can't do. So in this square right here, I cut this to 3 inches by 3 inches, but you can definitely do bigger and smaller if you want to. With this one, you're going to want to make sure that you have some space on either side when you're drawing your shape. When you're drawing your shapes, you're going to draw one on either the top or the bottom, not both, because you need to have a flat side on the top or a flat side on the bottom. So if you draw on the top, you can't draw on the bottom, and if you draw on the bottom, you can't draw on the top. So I'm going to just do some squares, and you can separate them if you want to. You can make them connected like this if you want to. I would make the designs big because you're going to have to cut them out exactly as they are. So I want you to notice on either side right here, I have left a little bit of space, so I'm going to cut, when I cut that out, I don't have a little bitty tiny space. So I kind of did that on this one right here, and this was really hard to cut out. This was really hard to cut out, and it was hard to trace. Okay, so once you have your top, make sure you keep your bottom empty, or if you drew on the bottom, don't draw on the top. And now you're going to draw on the left side or the right side. Pick one or the other, not both. So on this one, I drew on the bottom, cut it out, and this one I drew on the right side and cut it out. On this one, it actually goes like this. I drew on the top and cut it out, and I drew on the left and cut it out. Okay, so I'm drawing on the top here, and now I'm going to draw on this side right here. And I'm just going to create, I'm going to start right about here. Make sure your shapes don't overlap, and you're not They don't overlap or cross over, and you're not making any loops or any shapes like that. So I'm just going to make some interesting waves. So I have this little space right here that I want to keep so that it stays pretty even. Now, when you're cutting, I had a big problem with this because I like to take shortcuts when I'm cutting, and you can't do that. You want your pieces to stay whole. So when you're cutting, you need to follow exactly how you drew your lines without cutting any shortcuts. So make sure that your scissor game has to be on point. If it isn't, go ahead and ask somebody at home that's really good with scissors to help you do this. Okay, so now that I have all my pieces cut out, this is what they look like. I'm going to take them and put them on the opposite side of the paper. So this is where you're going to need your tape. And I'm going to take this bottom piece right here, and I am just going to slide it straight up. If you want to move it over just a little bit, you can. And then you just tape it like that. So then that means these over here, I'm going to move this one here. I'm going to move this one here. And I'm going to move this one here. So make sure they go directly across. I didn't do that on this one. I thought it would be interesting to make a diagonal pattern. So the more you move it down, the more it's gonna shift. It's not gonna be straight across. This one that I completed is straight across because that's exactly what I did. So then I'm gonna take some tape. And then you just trace your shape. And I would just make sure you're going slow and you're getting all of your lines that you created. So this one, I did a whole bunch of lines. So if you're not comfortable with that, the monster is real easy because it's really not a lot of lines. It's just a big curve right here for the mouth and the tail. And then these are the legs that you created with the little antenna on top. So that might be a good one to start with, just to see if that's something that you can cut out and trace. All right, I'm going to speed this up so that y'all can see what this looks like when you're done. I'm the Teach with Color. Thanks for learning with color.